So last time we were discussing about how Sri Advaita Acharya, who is the Angsha and Shakti of Purusha. Who is Purusha? Purusha is Mahavishnu. Therefore, we say Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu. And further, in starting with today's verse, text number 14, we're going to see how Sri Purusha, Mahavishnu, he in form of Advaita accomplishes the work of creating this universe. And in text number 14 and 15, there's a combined purport given by Srila Prabhupada, where he in great detail explains Sankhya philosophy and how the materialists, the materialistic philosophers, they interpret this Sankhya. So we understand this. There is a philosophy which is called Sankhya. How do they perceive the formation of the universe? According to the Sankhyites, they think that the presence of the personality of Godhead is not required. Or you can say the presence of the personality of Godhead was not required for the manifestation of the universe. According to their philosophy, they say matter is the cause of this creation. So this point of view is associated more with spiritual school of thought. Means those Sankhyites who mostly accept Veda to define how nature is the cause of the universe. And this viewpoint is seen as beginning to the materialistic school of thoughts. So nowadays, there are so many scientists and so many other materialistic philosophers who also present their concept of the creation or the expansion of the various aspects of this creation. So neither of them, these materialistic philosophers or Sankhyites, accept Supreme Person, the cause of this creation. There's a matter is the cause of creation. So that have been very elaborately defined by Srila Prabhupada in 14 and 15. Maya jaiche duyangsha nimitto upadan means Maya has got two parts. One is called efficient cause, that is nimitta, and the material cause, upadan, karam. Maya nimitta hetu padan pradhan. So here Maya being the efficient cause and pradhan the material cause. Purusha Ishwar aiche dimurti hoya. So Purusha is who? Purusha is Karandakshayi Vishnu. And Ishwar is Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya is Ishwara. So in that way, Purusha Ishwar aiche dimurti hoya. The same person, he manifests in two forms. That's how Vishwa Srishti Kare Nimitta Upadan Haya. In one form, he acts as the efficient cause, or you can say the Nimitta Karan. And in another form, he acts as the ingredient cause, or you can say the material cause for the manifestation of the cosmos. So how to understand this? Srila Prabhupada, he is explaining it in great detail in his purport. Translation. Just as the external material, just as the external energy consists of two parts, the efficient cause, nimitta, and the material cause, upadana. Maya being the efficient cause and pradhan, the material cause. So Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, assumes two forms to create the material world with the efficient and material cause. So if you see the first part, nature, Maya being the efficient cause and pradhan, the material cause. So here, if you see, the Maya means actually Jiva Maya, and Guna Maya is Pradhan. So they being the Gauna Karan, they are not Mukhya Karan. Whereas the Ishvara and Purusha, Ishvara is Advaitacharya and Purusha is Mahavishnu, they are Mukhya Karan. So Srila Prabhupada, he begins his purport. There are two kinds of research to find the original cause of creation. One conclusion is that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the all blissful, eternal, all knowing form, is indirectly the cause of this cosmic manifestation and directly the cause of spiritual world. Okay, so very important point to take a note on. We know this material manifestation is 1/4 of the total creation. That means 3/4 is the spiritual world and 1/4 is material world. This is called Ekapada Vibhuti, and the spiritual world is called Tripada Vibhuti. So anything that happens in this Ekapada Vibhuti, in this material cosmos, the Supreme Lord is indirectly involved with these manifestations, means he is the indirect cause. Whereas in the spiritual world, the manifestations of the spiritual world, he is the direct cause. Where there are innumerable spiritual planets known as Vaikunthas, as well as his personal abode known as Goloka Vrindavana. In other words, there are two manifestations, the material cosmos and the spiritual world. But when we hear there are two manifestations, we should not be confused that, oh, at a certain point, this spiritual world was created. That means if we say the spiritual world was created, that means it did not exist before the creation. Just like we say material world was created at a certain point, means beyond that point it did not exist. That's how it was created. But in case of spiritual world, it is eternally existing, but this is also the manifestations of Lord's Swarupa Shakti. So in that way, there are two manifestations, the material cosmos and the spiritual world. As in the material world, there are innumerable planets and universes, so in the spiritual world, there are also innumerable spiritual planets and universes, including the Vaikuntha and Goloka. The Supreme Lord is the cause of both the material and the spiritual worlds. So this is one understanding. Then the other conclusion of course, is that this cosmic manifestation is caused by an inexplicable, unmanifested void. This argument is meaningless. Okay, so therefore, these material scientists cannot see any cognizant spirit subsequent that substance that might be the cause of the creation. This is the limitation of the material scientists. That's what I just in the beginning I made the statement that those Sankhyaites who belong to the spiritual school of thought, for them there is no divine agent required for the manifestation of the universe, for the formation of the universe. And this viewpoint is the beginning to the materialistic school of thought. So those who are materialists, the scientists, so they also feel the same. There is no cognizant spirit required for the creation purpose. Prabhupada, he writes in the purport, factually, the supreme absolute spirit soul is the cause of every kind of manifestation and he is always complete, both as energy and the energetic. When we accept the supreme absolute spirit soul is complete, here Prabhupada explains he is the energy and energetic, means his energy sometimes becomes manifest, sometimes remain unmanifest. But as energetic, he is always present when the cosmos is created or even when cosmos is not created. His existence is eternal. So therefore, that means when we say he is complete, complete means he is eternal. Before, when the material cosmos is not visible, or we can say, when the material cosmos remains invisible, then we understand that the ingredients of this material cosmos remains merged in the body of the energetic Shaktiman. And when the time comes for the manifestation of the cosmos, then his energy expands, manifests to form the universe. Some materialistic philosophers and scientists are too much engaged with their imperfect senses. Naturally, they conclude that the living force is a product of a material combination. Lokaitika Vaibhasika theory Prabhupada explains in Bhagavad Gita. So they say spirit is a combination of matter. But this is opposite. Spirit is not the combination of matter. Rather, matter is produced from the spirit. We have seen in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Bhumi Rapana Vayu Khamana Buddhirevacha Ahankarityam Me Bhinna Prakriti. It is my energy, my separated energy. So that is his energy. Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. Everything manifest in the material world or whatever we see as a manifestation in the spiritual world, they are all emanating from him. So further, Srila Prabhupada, he explains this thought and he gives reference. The great Vaishnava philosopher Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan has very nicely explained the materialistic conclusion in his Govinda Bhashya, a commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. He writes as follows. The Sankhya philosopher Kapila has connected the different elementary truths according to his own opinion. Material nature, according to him, consists of the equilibrium of the three material qualities, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Material nature produces the material energy known as Mahat, and Mahat produces the false ego. The ego produces the 5 objects of sense perception, which produce the 10 senses, the mind and the 5 gross elements, counting the Purusha or the enjoyer with these 24 elements. Then the 25th is Prakriti. So the qualities of material nature can associate in 3 different stages, namely as the cause of happiness, the cause of distress, and cause of illusion. That is goodness, passion, and ignorance. Our material experience lies within the boundaries of these 3 manifestations of happiness, distress, and illusion. For example, a beautiful woman is certainly a cause of material happiness for one who possesses her as a wife, but the same beautiful woman is a cause of distress to a man who she rejects or who is the cause of her anger. And if she leaves a man, she becomes the cause of illusion. The 2 kinds of senses are the 10 external senses and the 1 internal sense, the mind. Thus, there are 11 senses. According to Kapila, material nature is eternal and all-powerful. That means, according to Kapila philosophy, material nature independently can produce the universe, can make the universe. According to Kapila, material nature is all-powerful. Originally, there is no spirit and matter has no cause. See, that means, according to Sankhyites, they don't believe there is an aid of living spirit for the transformation that takes place for the Prakriti or for the material elements. Matter itself is the chief cause of everything. It is the all-pervading cause of all causes. We say Krishna is the cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karanam. But they accept matter itself is the cause of all causes. The Sankhya philosophy regards the total energy, Mahat Tattva, the false ego, and the 5 objects of sense perception as the 7 diverse manifestations of material nature. So, false ego and 5 sense objects. Then, Mahat Tattva. These 7 are the diverse manifestations of material nature. So, this is how they explain that without the Supreme Lord, this Prakriti is producing everything. And they say these 7 elements, they are the efficient and material cause. The Purusha, the enjoyer, is without transformation, whereas material nature is always subject to transformation. So, but without the aid of the superior intelligence, the Purusha, how can matter undergo transformation? How can matter produce anything? We have the experience, right? Prabhupada also gives this knowledge example. A brick is a material object sitting in one place. Brick itself is powerless to construct the building, but it requires a human intelligence, higher intelligence, to handle the bricks so that they can construct a building. So, this Sankhya, they can explain this. Their philosophy, Sankhya system of philosophy, identifies three kinds of procedures, namely Parinamat, transformation, Samanvayat, and that is adjustment, and Shaktita, Shaktita, performance of energies as the cause of the cosmic manifestation. Then Parinamat, Samanvayat, and Shaktita. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, in his commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, has tried to nullify this conclusion because he thinks that discrediting these so-called causes of the cosmic manifestation will nullify the entire Sankhya philosophy. Materialistic philosophers accept matter to be the material and efficient cause of creation. For them, matter is the cause of every type of manifestation. So if we want to defeat this philosophy, they establish the materialistic philosophy. They say matter to be the material and efficient cause of the creation. So there are different ways how we can defeat a philosophy. So one is like, okay, if we say this material matter is the efficient and material cause, simultaneously you can explain it in a way where it will prove that yes, matter is the efficient material cause, but at the same time, our Prakriti is a material and efficient cause. At the same time, it is not. Prabhupada gives this example, Prakriti. A woman cannot give birth to a child without a man. That we know. Because the living body is injected in the womb of the mother by a man, but the mother body supplies the ingredients for the manifestation of the body, that is the material cause, and the Prakriti, the mother who gives birth to the baby, that is efficient cause. But that is Gauna, that is not principal, that is secondary. The principal cause is because the man injected the living body, therefore the Prakriti mother was able to act as the ingredient and efficient cause. Had man not injected the living body, then there is no question of Prakriti mother giving the ingredients for the formation of the body and being as efficient cause giving birth to the baby. So in this way, even though the matter is the efficient and material cause, but there is a need of Purusha. So that is Gurudakshai Vishnu, sorry, Karanodakshai Vishnu. And these materialists, the material scientists, by further taking this Sankhya philosophy, they say like this: a tree is matter, but a tree produces fruit. Water is matter, but water flows. Further, they would say air is a matter, but it blows at a tangent. Fire is a matter, it burns upward. So how is it possible? They say there is no need of Purusha. The matter itself is active. In this way, say the Sankhyites, matter is the cause of movements and production. It looks like very valid argument. How water is flowing? Water is matter, it's flowing. Or when water drops from the sky, if it is not self, if it does not have self motion, then why it is dropping from the sky? It should be in the sky. So that is their philosophy. As such, matter can be considered the material and efficient cause of everything in the cosmic manifestation. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan has therefore enunciated the nature or pradhan as follows. Material nature is innate, and as such, it cannot be the cause of matter, neither as the material nor as the efficient cause. This is already explained the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Jannadesya jatanmayaditaratasthyakthishu abhijñaswarat tene brahma hidayadi kavaya muhyanti yat surya tejo varimidam yatha vinimayo atra trisargam nisha dhamma svena sadanastapukam satyam param dhimahi. Vasudev meditates upon who? He is not meditating on Prakriti. Because material nature is innate. It cannot produce anything. You have never seen a material object producing any object. Matter cannot produce any object. Prabhupada explains this. He says, seeing the wonderful arrangement and management of the cosmic manifestation generally suggests that a living brain is behind the arrangement, for without a living brain, such an arrangement could not exist. One should not imagine that such an arrangement can exist without conscious direction. In our practical experience, we never see that innate bricks can themselves construct a big building. Very simple. So, that means any beautiful creation we see, we have to accept that there is a creator. If you hold a mobile phone in your hand, that means this mobile phone was created at a certain point by someone. Similarly, all these varieties of manifestations we see in this cosmos, this proves that there is a creator, and creator has created these objects at a certain time. This philosophy is accepted by all. So, the example of the water pot cannot be accepted because a water pot has no perception of pleasure and distress. So Prabhupada explains further actually. I am not explaining that one. Next paragraph he says, sometimes the material scientist suggests that trees grow from the earth automatically without assistance from a gardener. Yes, sometimes we see on the roadside, nobody is planting the seed, but still the tree becomes manifest, right? So, because that is a tendency of matter, they also consider the intuition of living creatures from birth to be material. A baby from the childhood, according to the intuition, he starts acting. So they say that is material. And a tree that sprouts from the ground without the help of a gardener, that's also kind of material. So matter can grow on its own. This is their philosophy. So Prabhupada, he defeats this philosophy by giving a very wonderful example that they say, no, the tendency and intuition. So Prabhupada is saying, the car has a tendency to turn right and left. But one cannot say that the car itself as matter turns right and left without the direction of a driver. Well, they say the this is the tendency of the matter that a tree sprouts on its own from the ground. So Prabhupada is defeating that philosophy, saying that yes, car has also the tendency to go left and or right, but without getting direction from the driver, car on its own cannot go right or left. So similarly, without the sanction of the Supreme Lord, the tree cannot grow on its own. That means the living entity who is supposed to be born as a tree in a particular place under particular condition, that is ordained by the Supreme Lord because of the karma of that particular jiva in his previous life. These people are not able to see this. A material car has neither tendencies nor intuition, independent of the intention of the driver within the car. The same principle applies for the automatic growth of tree in the forest. The growth takes place because of the soul's presence within the tree. And as you further explain, by taking reference from Upanishad, then we can explain that the soul who is growing as a tree, who is engaged in this tree body, is because of the consequence of his past karma. Then Prabhupada gives the example that some people they think the heap of rice is the cause of the scorpion because they see baby scorpion is coming out from the pile of rice. Prabhupada says actually mother scorpion has initially laid the egg in the rice, and then because of the fermentation process, now the baby scorpion is born and is coming out. Those who are ignorant, they don't know that there was originally egg laid by the mother scorpion. Similarly, some people they say these bugs which are produced from the dirty place. No, they actually the example cited in the mathematics that trees automatically come from the earth follow the same principle. Taking advantage of a certain condition, a living entity comes from the earth. According to the Upanishad, every living being is forced by divine superintendence to take a certain type of body according to his past deeds. There are many varieties of bodies, and because of a divine arrangement, a living entity takes bodies of different shapes. Prabhupada gives another example. Sometimes material scientists give the example that milk turns into curd automatically and that distilled water pouring from the clouds falls down to earth, produces different kinds of trees and enters different kinds of flowers and fruits with different fragrances and tastes. Therefore, they say matter produces varieties of material things on its own. In reply to this argument, the same proposition of the Upanishad that different kinds of living entities, living creatures are put into different kinds of bodies by the management of a superior power is repeated. Under superior superintendence, various souls, according to their past activities, are given the chance to take a particular type of body, such as that of a tree, animal, bird, or beast. And thus, their different tendencies develop under these circumstances. So, Another, Prabhupada explained, materialists sometimes give the argument that a straw eaten by a cow produces milk automatically. So material nature under different circumstances produces varieties of manifestations. Thus, originally, matter is the cause. In refuting this argument, we may say that an animal of the same species as the cow, namely the bull, also eats straw like the cow, but does not produce milk. Under the circumstances, it cannot be said that straw in connection with a particular species produces milk. The conclusion should be that there is superior management as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 9:10, where the Lord says, Maya dhakshana prakriti suyate sacharacharam. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and non-moving beings. The Supreme Lord says, Maya dhakshana, under my superintendence. When he desires that the cow produce milk by eating straw, there is milk. And when he does not so desire it, the mixture of such straw cannot produce milk. In the same way, material nature had been that straw produced milk if the way of material nature had been that straw produced milk, a stake of straw would also produce milk, but that is not possible. And the same straw given to a human female also cannot produce milk. That is the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita statement that only under superior orders does anything take place. Matter itself has no power to produce independently. The conclusion, therefore, is that matter which has no self-knowledge cannot be the cause of material creation. The ultimate creator is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate creator, is the ultimate cause in everything. So that we have seen in Brahma Samhita, Brahma says, right, Nantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamam. Because these materialistic people have no access to Brahma Samhita, they cannot understand this fact. How Vishnu, the word Vishnu means he is all pervading. He is present everywhere, in every object. Anantarastha Paramam Chantarastha. So, Dr. Prabhupada explains, this cosmic manifestation is one of the diverse energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As a spider secretes saliva and waves a web by its own movements, but at the end winds up the web within its body. So Lord Vishnu produces this cosmic manifestation from his transcendental body, and at the end winds it up within himself. All the great sages of the Vedic understanding have accepted that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the original creator. The last paragraph, I want to just read. Second last paragraph. A Vedic injunction states, Sarve Veda Jat Padam Amananti Kathopanishad. All Vedic knowledge is searching after the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, another Vedic injunction states, Narayana Para Vedaha. Vedas are meant for understanding Narayana, the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita also confirms Vedasya Sarvair Aham Eva Vedya. By all Vedas, Krishna is to be known. Therefore, the main purpose of understanding the Vedas, performing Vedic sacrifices, and speculating on the Vedanta Sutra is to understand Krishna. Accepting the impersonalist view of voidness or the non-existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead negates all study of the Vedas. Impersonal speculation aims at disproving the conclusion of the Vedas. Therefore, any impersonal speculative presentation should be understood to be against the principles of the Vedas or standard scriptures, since the speculation of the impersonalists does not follow the principles of the Vedas. Their conclusion must be considered to be against the Vedic principles. Anything not supported by the Vedic principles must be considered imaginary and lacking in standard proof. Therefore, no impersonalist explanation of any Vedic literature can be accepted. Prabhupada also explained in the purport that Parasar Muni, who has compiled Vishnu Puran and Manu Samhita, they are the authentic literature accepted by all rishis, all spiritual personalities. So in that way, we cannot just accept the impersonal explanation of the Vedic texts by the Sankhyaites. So then, now he is going to continue explaining about how Advaitacharya, as the main ingredient cause in producing in the manifestation of this cosmos, apane purusha vishwer nimitta karan advaita rupe upadan han narayan. Lord Vishnu himself is the efficient, that is nimitta karan, cause of the material world, and Narayana in the form of Sri Advaita is the material cause, upadan karan. So nimitta karan, the efficient cause, is Purusha Vishnu Narayana, and Advaita is upadan karan, material cause. Nimittam se karete ho mayate khan upadana advaita karen brahmanda sujan. So in the previous verse we say, so in two forms, Ishvara and Purusha, Dui Murti Haya. So in form of Purusha, Kare Mayate Ikha. Karanadoksai Vishnu, he glances over the Prakriti, Maya, Mayate Ikha, and Upadana Advaita Karen Brahmanda Sujan. Then this Advaitacharya is the material cause, creates the material universe. So both are in form of Advaita and in form of Purusha. They are acting to create the cosmos as efficient and material cause respectively. Jadyapi Sankhya Mane Pradhana Karan Jada Haite Kabhunahe Jagat Sujan. Although the Sankhya philosophy accepts that the material ingredients are the cause. The creation of the world never arises from dead matter. निज सृष्टि शक्ति प्रभु संचरे प्रधाने ईश्वरेर शक्ति तवे होएत निर्माणे. The Lord infuses the material ingredients with his own creative potency. Then by the power of the Lord, creation takes place. So when Lord infuses the ingredients through his creative potency, then only this creation takes place. Not that matter is producing on its own. Advaita rupe kare shakti sancharan ataiv advaita hayen mukhya karam. See, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, in form of Advaita Acharya, infuses the material ingredients, that is Shakti. Therefore, he is the primary cause, original cause of the creation. Okay? Advaita Acharya Kuti Brahmandir Karta Ara Eko Eko Murti Brahmandir Bharta. Sri Advaita Acharya in the creator, Sri Advaita Acharya is the creator of millions and millions of universes. And by his expansions as Garbhodakshai Vishnu, he maintains each and every universe. Say Narayanera Mukhya Anga Advaita Anga Sabde Angsa Kari Kahe Bhagavata. See, Advaita is the principal limb, Anga, of Narayana. Srimad Bhagavatam speaks of limb, Anga, as a plenary person, Amsa of the Lord. Why this Advaita has been defined as Mukhya Anga. So here it is given reference from the 10th canto from Brahma's Narayanastam Nahi Sarvadehinam Atma Sadisha Kyaloka Sakshi Narayanangam Narabhu Jalayana Tachapi Satyam Natavaiva Maya. Narayana Angam, that is the limb. Why? If we say limb, like my hand is the limb of my body, Anga, that means it is more closely connected. If we say Ansa, it is not very closely connected. Like the son is the Ansa of the father, he is not as closely connected as the Anga, the body is connected with the body of the father. So in this similar way, here to put emphasis on to the intimate connection between Purusha and Advaita Acharya, he has been defined as the Anga, Narayaner Mukhya Anga. O Lord of Lords, you are the seer of all creation. You are indeed everyone's dearest life. Are you not, therefore, my father Narayana? That is Brahma speaking to Krishna. Narayana refers to one whose abode is in water, born from Nara, Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And that Narayana is your plenary portion. All your plenary portions are transcendental, they are absolute and are not creations of Maya. So in this connection, by the next verses, Ishwarer Anga Amso Chidanandamoy Mayar Sambandhanahi Eishluke Koy. That means Advaita Acharya being the Anga or Amsa, if you say in that way, he is Chidanandamaya. That means he is not touched by the Maya, the material energy. They have no relationship with the material energy. Therefore, he says, Ango na kahiya kene, kohe taro ango, angsho na kahiya kene, koho tare ango, angsho hoite ango jate hoy antaranga. This is why has Advaita been called as limb and not a part? The reason is that limb implies greater intimacy. As I gave the example, the hand is connected with the body means it is a more intimate relation. If the father is feeling itching sensation in his body, then he can use his own hand immediately to scratch. He cannot take the assistance of his answer like his boy, his son. So that's why it is an intimate connection has been defined. That means that Narayana, that Purusha, is non-different from Advaitacharya. Mahavishnur Amsa Advaita Gunadhan Ishware Abhed Tehui Advaita Purnana. So this Advaitam Harinadvaitat that have been discussed here. Mahavishnu Amsa means this Hari is Mahavishnu. Okay. So that means Amsa and Amsi, there is non-different. There is no Veda or Veda. So because there is no difference between Amsa and Amsi, therefore there is no difference between Advaitacharya and Mahavishnu. Sri Advaita, who is a reservoir of virtues, is the main limb of Mahavishnu. His full name is Advaita, for he is identical in all respects with that Lord. Then from 27 to 29 in these three verses, why he is Acharya. He is identical with the Lord, that's why he is Advaita. So because he is identical with the Lord in all respects, that's why he is Advaita. But why he is Acharya? Because he teaches the bhakti. Purve jaiche kaila sarva vishwir srijan avatari kaila he bhakti pravartan. Purve means in the beginning of creation. He created. Just now we heard he actually supplies the upadam. He is upadam karan. And now as Advaitacharya, by offering tulasi leaf and Ganges water, he has called for Krishna with a loud voice. That's how he has preached the bhakti. He has introduced the path of bhakti to all. Jivan istarila Krishna bhakti karidan, Gita Bhagavata koilo bhakti vyakhyan. He delivered all living beings by offering the gift of Krishna bhakti. He explained the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in the light of devotional service. Prabhupada explains in the purport, the spiritual function of such a teacher is to make people Krishna conscious. He is Acharya. Advaita Acharya especially intended to teach the conditioned soul about devotional service. So because he has come here to teach devotional service, therefore he is going to become the Acharya. The next verse is explained. A bona fide teacher following in the footsteps of Advaitacharya has no other business than to spread the principles of Krishna consciousness all over the world. The real qualification of an Acharya is that he presents himself as a servant of the Supreme. Such a bona fide Acharya can never support the demoniac activities of the atheistic men who present themselves as God. It is the main business of an Acharya to defy such impostors posing as God before the innocent public. Then in 29 he says, Bhakti upadesha vinu taranahi karya ataev nama hailo advaita acharya. Since he has no other occupation than to teach devotional service, his name is Advaita Acharya. Very simple. Because he teaches devotional service, that's why he is the Acharya. An Acharya teaches Krishna consciousness by his personal example. So here Advaita Acharya is teaching by his personal example. Okay, I think it is already 7 o'clock. If you have any question or comment, we can spend some time. Any question or comment?
Hare Krishna Padmanabhan Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. And this chapter is so important. And I was going through first without you explaining. It was very difficult to understand. Now we hear from a pure devotee, it makes sense, but I'm not so transparent to absorb all the knowledge. But it's important from here, from a pure devotee. I mean, something gone in today. It is very difficult. So I understand that, all the scientists, they should come to ISKCON and understand the whole thing. Then their whole change of their way of having knowledge, they will be benefited so much. They will be benefited. That's what I'm feeling, that it is so important. So important. Thank you so much for giving us this knowledge. Thank you.
From Mayapur Institute, that has been our endeavor, that we want to ensure that people get more and more connected with the institute. And you can see we are giving this course for free. You can see even hardly only 50 devotees, 14, maybe 13 devotees are participating. And many people are interested, because people are not interested to hear philosophy, even in ISKCON. Thank you for the devotees who are giving me this opportunity, because in that way I am able to also read this section for myself. This is also helping me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Silas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandava Pranam. Thank you very much. We missed you again for the last couple of weeks. So nice to have you back again. Prabhu, I just have a clarification. The Sankhya philosophy as defined by Kapila Dev in the Bhagavatam is not the Sankhya philosophy here that Prabhupada is referring to and defeating. Is it this other? This is this other false Kapila Dev, is it?
Yeah, this is atheistic Sankhya philosopher Kapila. There's another Kapila, but our Bhagavatam Kapila, the son of Mother Devavati and Kardama, is not referred to here. It's a different Kapila.
And the Sankhya philosophy that Kapila Dev is given is much more bona fide, and it doesn't go down this track then, yes? I mean, that's also quite difficult to...
That is actual Sankhya, but this is actually atheistic Sankhya. They don't accept the authority of the Supreme Lord in the matter of forming the universe. And that is the beginning of the materialistic scientist philosophers. They then put it down and go into more gross way of explaining how matter is the cause of everything.
Thank you for this clarification. I just wanted to make sure that was the case.
Yeah, it's different. Nowadays, because ISKCON is preaching, many people are becoming aware of the actual Sankhya darshan. Like we gave the explanation by referring to Prabhupada's purport. The mother gives birth to the baby. In one way, she is the material and efficient cause. How she is material cause? Because she is producing the body of the baby in her womb. That's how she is becoming material cause. How she is efficient cause? Because she gives birth. But even though she is explained here as the material and efficient cause, but that is secondary. The primary thing is to understand that the seed was given by the father. So that's why our Krishna conscious philosophy is complete. And we want to help the whole world. That is why, in Mayapur Institute, we are thinking, we want to make this Mayapur Institute as the university, where people should come and study. Today I was talking to a professor. He said, "Oh, you are teaching Gita. Why only one commentator? Normally, that is a famous practice in the scholars group, that they are not satisfied with studying only one commentary." Then immediately I told him, I said, "What do you mean by? We are not reading only one commentary of only one Acharya." I said, "We are reading commentary of 5 Acharyas." Then I started. So I said, "Look, we follow Baldev Vidyabhushan, we follow Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, we follow Ramanujacharya, we follow our Siddhar Swami, and we follow Vishwanath Chakravarti, Bhaktivinoda Thakur." What do you mean by? Then he kept quiet. They feel, when you make a khichdi out of this philosophy, oh, then you are a scholar and you know things. 50 people have stated 50 different wrong things, and these modern scholars, they want you to learn all these garbage. What is the use? They don't understand this. That's why you all pray to the Lord, your worshipable deity, so that your worshipable deity can empower us, give us proper facility, show us the way how this Mayapur Institute can be established as a university dedicated to teach the science of bhakti to all. It's very, very essential nowadays. People don't understand this thing. Many people make a show of philosophy that they know philosophy. What is the use of such kind of philosophical knowledge? Veda is to survey Ramana. Why you study Veda if you don't know who is the object of Veda? Bankim Govinda Prabhu.
That's Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, regarding this Sankhya philosophy only, recently reading Bhagavatam 4th canto. So Prabhupada mentions about Kapila Muni. So where is the reference of this other Sankhya philosophy, Prabhu? Actually,
Which Sankhya?
which is not accepted by us.
Material Sankhya. There is she says now, the son of Agni, he created philosophy.
Prabhu?
Son of Agni.
Oh, okay.
Prabhupada is speaking in the purport.
Okay. Agni has got 5 sons, so maybe one of the sons, Prabhu. 5 sons.
Prabhupada is speaking. You just read it out.
Fine, Prabhu. And one more thing. Prabhupada talks about the creation. Those who are not accepting this. So in India, generally, everybody accepts creation by God. So where was this, Prabhu? This is from India only?
In India, there are some atheists who don't believe God is the creator. That's how you see in India, how many scientists they believe there's a creator? They say no, nature is everything. So they are the kind of, you can see the follower of this atheistic Sankhya philosophy. As Prabhupada is giving that now tree is automatically produced. That's a matter. Intuition is there. What is it? What does it mean? No, that's why Prabhupada gave the analogy of the car. Without driver, it cannot move. So that's why, the important point is Vedic texts are required to understand as a holistic approach. Not that you just read only one section, what it says, then you remain limited within that understanding. Even in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta also, many times the Siddhantas are consolidated by taking reference from different literatures, wherever it has been described. then it becomes complete. People who don't have that kind of holistic understanding, they get stuck in one person and they feel I am speaking from scripture. That's also explained. Hare Baba, that is explained in one way, but what is said next, that we have to see. So many people that don't have access.
Thank you, Guru.
Indulekha Kripa Devidasi.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. So, like now here in India, there are many youngsters who think that creation means there is some energy or Shakti, they say generally, who creates or whoever does all these, like who is superior or Shakti, they say they don't want to give any name to the god, or they won't say it is Durga or Shiva or whatever it is, but this is some Shakti is there. So what kind of philosophy we can say for that, Prabhuji? Is it cannot be atheistic, or what type of
No, see, if they don't accept, the Shakti belongs to a Shaktiman. Shakti means whose Shakti? Shakti has to be somebody's Shakti, no? Shakti,
And then-
if you say Shakti, what do you mean by Shakti? Shakti on its own, somebody's Shakti, it possesses somebody, it is under somebody.
Yeah. They say that there is some divine energy, they say Shakti or some
Energy,
divine
okay.
energy is there. Yes.
There's a divine energy. What do you mean by the divine energy belong to the divinity?
Yes.
Energy, when you say Prakriti, when you say whose Prakriti? This energy, Prakriti, same explanation. Prakriti is nothing but the energy, manifestation of the energy of the Lord. That's external energy, isn't it?
Yes.
So then you ask that, okay, this is an energy, like you see, you ask him, we are walking on the road, on the roadside, there's a particular plot fenced, okay?
Yes.
And you cannot say it's just it is there. No, it is owned by somebody. That property belongs to someone. That is extra. See, that person is not seen there. Do you see that man is there? No, that man is not there. But it is fenced and it is kind of sometimes level are given, or sometimes there is no level also. It doesn't mean that it is just lying there. It doesn't belong to Shakti. This is Shakti. Whose Shakti? Whose property? Whose energy is that? It belongs to somebody. Because he is not present there, you have no eye to see him there yourself. You cannot say that there is no owner.
Okay. Yes.
Shakti, whose Shakti? Prakriti. Prakriti, whose Prakriti? Ask this question to them. You will see they will not be able to reply to you. Because they have heard this thing, nonsense thing from some individuals, and they are just repeating like a.
And no problem. It is not that they have heard from, because what has happened is, like, I have spoken to one or two people and all. They were telling that, like, they went to so many people. They have some Babajis. They will tell so many things and all. They will say that we will with some money, if you give, we do them some puja and all. Lately, everything will happen and all. So they started. Yeah, they are not believing them now. They have become frustrated with them. But they know that this universe is created by somebody or something, so they don't want to give any name also, because of all these confusions. And they say, so some superior, but something's energy or Shakti is there, they say. That is what yeah.
We have started this Bala Bhagavatam program. You take it up and teach. I'm telling you, all these things we are explaining very nicely, these concepts.
Yes.
Some children are studying nicely. Then you will see. Thing is, these modern children nowadays, if they don't get systematically educated, they will remain as a big headache to the society. You can imagine the children who will be born to them, they will be totally kind of gone cases. Therefore, to preserve the society, we need to start this Krishna conscious education program for our children at an early age. And we are providing that. We want many devotees to take this and teach, even if not group, some parents, if they want, they can teach their children on their own, an individual capacity. Very, very challenging. Many people that don't do that.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Sudevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Dhanavad.
Nowadays, I hear in YouTube and there that this Dashavadar of Bhagavan is in line with Darwin's theory. Like first came the fish, aquatic, and then came amphibian, kurma. Is it true, Prabhuji? Actually, does it support?
No. That Dasavatar, even in Bhagavatam, whatever mention about the incarnation of the Lord is given, that is not chronological explanation. That's just for counting purpose. It have been said, Prathama, Ditya, Tritiya, first, second, third, and like here counted only 10. But Avatara Asankhya, there are unlimited incarnations. So name is not denoting the chronology.
Okay.
Bhagavatam Siddhoswami comments.
Uh-huh.
They're just giving a count, number. That's it.
Not in that same order.
No.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you, dear devotees. I hope next time some more devotees will join.
Caitanya Prabhu, can I ask one quick question?
Yes.
Is the latest avatars, did they appear in that order? I know you said they don't always appear in that order, but the order in which we currently view them for this latest yuga, did they come in that order or not necessarily?
No, actually you see, because now you have seen Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. So Hamsa, then Lord Ramchandra, and now Krishna came, and then in Kali Yuga Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but again our Kalki is coming. So even though in this time it looks like they are coming in this chronology, but actually they are there eternally and they can appear anytime. They are unlimited in number. If you are discussing a particular story of a particular kalpa, then you discuss the explanation of the incarnation of the Godhead in another kalpa. You feel like this is chronology. It is not chronology, but in that way maybe okay, that is a chronology. But these names which are given like in Bhagavatam, there are some say 23, 24, some other says names are given. That is not chronology. That is just listing down the numbers.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Here, definitely last time Krishna came, this time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, now Kalki is coming. In there too, you can say it's a chronology for now. You understand? You tell me, where is the mention about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name in Dasavatar Sutra? That means, but then what happened to the chronology? That means chronology breaking here, right?
That makes sense. This is Yajan, by the way.
Yeah, I understand. Even Krishna, some they don't mention about Krishna, some don't accept Krishna. So in that way, it's not chronology. You need to understand this.
It'd be so nice one day. The Mayapur Institute is going to be the university of the whole world.
You pray, Mataji, to Mahaprabhu.
Yes, I pray sincerely.
And also you tell some people who have got money to support us, because university means it requires. Today I was talking to somebody, one professor. Yesterday I was talking to one professor, Sanskrit professor from Santiniketan. He said, you have to have many professors and you have to pay them UGC scale. Like private universities, If you want to have good teachers, then they are earning like, lakhs of rupees working in the outside universities. So you have to pay them like that, then only you can make it. I said, okay, maybe one day somebody will come forward, they will give us money. Of course, if you have to maintain this as a university, you have to have many teachers. Teachers means you have to maintain them. They need salary. And you can see when I'm conducting these free courses and charging little money in some courses, how can I give lakhs of rupees to the teachers? So that's why I need a lot of prayers and a lot of understanding by people who feel that it's a good project and it requires some financial assistance. If people come forward, those who have, I think we can very easily make it, no problem. We have books, we have everything. There are a lot of qualified devotees also who can teach these courses, but the problem is they also need their maintenance. Many of them are grahasthas. So this is a struggle for me. That's why I'm saying you all pray. Maybe one day Krishna will listen to all of your prayers and he will help manifest this Mayapur Institute as the university to
Yes.
teach the science of devotion.
Goal.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.